Hello guys, so in this video here let's take a look at the HyperX Alloy Origins 60 gaming keyboard. So this here is not a new product by HyperX, it's somewhere around 1 year old, but I have to say, if you are interested in buying a 60% keyboard, I see this as the best option. For a lot of reasons, and I have really been enjoying this product for the last few days, and I wanted to share this video so maybe somebody out there can decide for themselves. So a 60% keyboard is basically 60% of the normal buttons, of course, so I guess this is not for everybody, and in my main setup I don't really mind it that much, because in my home or my apartment I don't really do anything other than game, and then I don't really need all of those other buttons and numpads and such. The only thing, if I were to use this as my main keyboard, would be a dedicated like volume scroll wheel or something like that. It would just be such a nice thing to have on a keyboard like this, and it seems like there's no producer with a 6% keyboard offering that. Yeah, I get that they should be small, but a small feature like that, for me personally, makes it just much more useful. But of the 6% keyboards, I think this is one of the best ones, just because it looks really nice. It's out of high quality when it comes to building materials, very good and nice feel, quality as I said, and the looks of the RGB lighting. So this is a gaming keyboard, so RGB lighting is very important in my opinion. So if we compare it to the SteelSeries keyboard here, the SteelSeries keyboard is like not a pioneer, but they started with this new kind of LEDs that are upwards facing, or at least mounted on top under the key, and then like shining down to the base to like spread out the light in a nice even way. And you see the same thing here on the HyperX keyboard. And when looking at the brightness of the LED, it maybe seems like the HyperX uses a somewhat brighter LED, because we have a really nice and bright effect here. But we also need to keep in mind that my SteelSeries keyboard here have been on for like 2 years constantly with these LEDs, so maybe they could like start to burn out and get dimmer, and you would see the same effect as well on the HyperX. But looking overall on the lighting here, it's just really nice and even lighting, and it's just really rich colors and such. And you even see under the spacebar, they have done something that I haven't seen from other manufacturers, but they have actually added 2 extra LEDs there just to get a really nice and even effect. If we look at the SteelSeries keyboard, you get a little bit of like dark spots in these areas. There's also like a lip around the edges, and I'm not sure if this is why they have made it there, but it just since there's like a lip, the light shines into it and just like makes a nice border out of light with it. And the base here is really nice and heavy, made out of one aluminium piece, so of course there's no like deck flex as well, and if you like drop it and such, it just feels very sturdy and high build quality. And since it's made out of that big of aluminium piece, it doesn't really move around either. So that is nice for a smaller keyboard like this, that is really nice and heavy, so it don't move about. When it comes to the cables, we get a nice braided USB-C cable, and there's one port on the the left side on the keyboard. There's no cable routing and such on the underside, so you're stuck to have it sticking in there. I would maybe see that either we could mount it on the other side as well, or route the cable somewhere. But it's a 6% keyboard, so we need to so they try to make it as small as possible, I guess, and then take some shortcuts. The buttons just feel absolutely amazing. I got the one with red mechanical buttons, so just align near without any clicks. they feel very nice and smooth, and they got somewhat of a like nice dampening to them. If you like push down hard, there's almost like some kind of rubber dampening to them, because or it's like some kind of like sound isolation feeling to them. Compared to other keyboards, it just feels very nice and sturdy, and this is maybe also because of the heavy and sturdy base on this. I've not really seen any other keyboard using base like this. Otherwise, all the keycaps looks very nice and feels to be out of high quality. So I maybe felt that the keys were like closer to each other, but when measuring it's the same like width on my SteelSeries full-size keyboard, so there's no difference. The only difference is that like the ESC key is in a different place, but it's nice that we still have the dedicated ESC key and we don't have to change it in the settings and such, because this is just such a vital button in games and such. So yeah, I don't really think there's too much more to say about this keyboard. Overall, I have to say HyperX now produces a lot of good products. They are fairly good priced, nice design, and are out of a high quality. So I've now been playing a little bit with this keyboard here, and I have to say the overall feel of it is very good. It's very accurate, and I can't really complain about anything here. I just get real nice movement and always know where I have the controls. And in a game like Call of Duty here, movements are very important aspect of the game, because you can just jump around and throw yourself around corners, and it's just used for aiming. If you are playing something like CSGO, I guess, you are much more like static. But if I play with a bad keyboard or like more of a laptop keyboard, I feel very handicapped in Call of Duty and also like in Call of Duty Warzone. So I was doing some quick scoping here today, and if you are gonna quick scope in Vanguard, it's like fairly hard because all of the maps are very small and the time to kill for all the older weapons are really fast as well. So it's not like I get any good kill streaks, and I'm really rusty at the moment as well. But the short stock just made everything much worse, so changing to the first unlocked stock just makes everything so much easier, because we are much more accurate when sighting in the first time. It takes a little bit slower, but using the short stock is just absolutely terrible, even though it says like it's the best stock to use for quick scoping when you look up like builds on Google and such. But yeah, overall very nice keyboard. I will maybe use it in some of my other setups. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it was a little bit useful and not too long to drag out.